Welcome to my live. I am going to do a project today on our canvas hanging banner. This one is the 21 inch by 29 inch banner. And let me walk you through what supplies I needed to have in preparation for this. So I've got my banner. I have a transfer that I'm doing on my banner. It's a Christmas countdown banner. It's like a calendar. I need parchment paper. I need my ink mat. I need an iron or a Cricut heat press, because when I'm done, I'm going to heat set my banner. I need whatever colors of Chalkology ink that I'm using, and I have a couple colors here. I have the Candy Apple Meadow Green, Bumblebee Yellow, I have white, and I also mixed a color up to make kind of like a blue-green. I mixed the Cadet Blue and Bumblebee together to get this color. So those are my colors that I have. So now it's just a matter of opening these up and getting my table ready. I also grabbed, just so I have it, my self-healing mat, because that's an easy thing to wipe off when you're using ink. So I'm going to have that as well. And just getting all my inks open and ready to go. And then, okay, so now let me move a few things off of here so that I can put my self-healing mat on. Okay. All right, so I did grab a towel and an old pillowcase that I'm going to make my own makeshift ironing board when I'm ready to press my cloth at the end here. Okay, I also, it's good to have disinfectant wipes or some baby wipes or something, just because some of the ink will get on your hands in this process. All right, I had a little bit of orange left over from the other day. So the Chalk Couture ink mats come in two sizes. I ended up buying the skinnier one of the two for a t-shirt project, but there is a square one that's nice to put your pillow form into if you're going to ink onto a pillow. So this is what mine looks like right there. Am I straight? Not quite straight, but there we go. All right, so this has a little plastic cover on it, and then underneath the plastic cover, it's sticky. So whatever you're going to stick to this clockwise, it's going to stay in place. And then you save this little plastic sheet when you're done, put that back over it. Okay. All right, so there's that. And then my banner, take this cute little bow that it comes in off. I'm going to save this twine for another project because I can use that to hang some things up with. All right. So sometimes you're going to want to unfurl your banner. Now this has top and bottom pieces, and they're magnetic. So it comes apart. You see the magnets in there and the other part that's snapped together on the top and the bottom. And then that twine. Oh, what was I thinking? The twine is to hang my banner with. I guess I didn't think of that. All right, so let me stick these wooden top and bottom pieces to the side. We'll use these in the end, and you can see that this one has the holes in it to put the twine through to hang your banner, if that's what I'm hanging with. Are you laughing at me? Okay. Okay, husband, producer, off screen laughing at wife. I don't know if he's allowed to do that. Okay, so there really isn't like a right side and a wrong side. So doesn't matter, just I'm gonna put this on the sticky part and kind of flatten it out with my hand as much as I can so there's not too many wrinkles. And then as I do this banner, I'm gonna move my ink mat down, like wipe it, move it down so that we can get the whole thing on there. All right, so there's that. I feel like I need to move my seat over a little bit. I'm a little bit off. There we go. All right, so you can see that this was a bigger transfer and then the top section was cut. So I'm going to move my numbers off to the side. We're going to start with this topper. And I don't want to go all the way up to the edge because I have to have, however long my wooden topper is. So probably about that far down is where I want my transfer. Somewhere around, oops. Okay, I have that good. All right, so let me pull the backing or my transfer off of its backing here. Move that to the side. Okay, how does this look? It's been used a couple times, but there's lots of life left in it. So I just want to pull any little big pieces of lint or fuzz off of it. There we go. All right, I've got that kind of straight so that I can see where this is going to go and kind of center it a little bit. We in our family, we called these Advent calendars. We're Catholic, so we call them Advent calendars. I'm sure there's lots of different names for it. You can call it the Christmas countdown, the Advent calendar, whatever your family's special countdown is. Are those my mugs? I am currently baking my mugs that I just inked. Thursday, Friday, whenever I did those. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know. One of the days last week when I went live, I made Halloween mugs for me to take to work. So, all right. So my plan is with these colors. I still feel like we're a little bit crooked. My plan with the colors, let me move this down because I can see that part of my sign is cut off. Oops. I want you to be able to see the whole thing. Okay. All right. So let me pull it down right about there. All right. Let me know if you start seeing it going crooked again. All right. I think that's pretty good. All right. So the idea behind using ink on this, it goes on a little bit differently in the fact that it is a thinner consistency than the chalk paste. So if you grab one of your colors and a squeegee or a stir stick, actually, you can tell that it is much, much thinner than our chalk paste is. Our chalk paste, you always want it to be yogurt consistency. This is far thinner. So the trick is you're not going to use as much. You're not going to go over it multiple times, layering thick layers of chalk. This ink doesn't require as much. And you have to remember that fabric is very wicking, and it's going to wick and absorb this ink quickly. So it can pool in spots and it can bleed out. So I can tell you that most of the inks are pretty good. The black is an ultra, ultra thin one. I think that's the only color that you'll notice you'll have difficulty with. So that in mind, I want to make sure that my transfer's down without any air bubbles or wrinkles. And I want to use the right size squeegee for the job, nothing too overly sized. And then I also want to make sure if I left a blob in between one of my letters, that I clear up that blob before it starts to pool into this canvas. So with that in mind, I believe we are ready to go. All right, so there's a few things we're doing. We have a couple snowflakes that we're going to do white, a couple stars that we're going to do in yellow. These evergreen swags are going to be green, and I mixed up a blue-green special for them. Then I was going to do the word Christmas in this green and the word countdown in the red. So we're going to work through this, and then we'll peel this one off, put it in the water, and we will blow dry this just to kind of like pre-dry it some. It doesn't actually heat set until I put parchment paper down and use my iron, but this is the steps we're going to do. And I am still fairly new ink person when it comes to fabric. I've inked a lot of coffee mugs, but I am not as experienced in this. So if it doesn't turn out, I'm not going to cry. It's going to be okay, and we're just going to move on. So there we go. I'm nervous, though. I am nervous. All right. So starting with our green for the word Christmas, I'm using a small squeegee, our regular small squeegee, and I'm just going to start here, go over my letters, making sure. Got one spot there that isn't covering. Make sure I have enough ink there. Makes me so nervous. I just have a couple spots that are you're dealing with canvas. So, I mean, I'm going to switch that one out. I'm going to go with the mini squeegee now. I feel like I don't have as much control with the small. Oh, I am so nervous about this. I'm breaking out into a sweat. Yikes. Guys, hold your breath for me. No, don't do that. I am hoping everything turns out perfectly, but this is life, and life is not perfect. Just isn't. Okay, I'm re-dipping my mini squeegee as I'm getting it across these letters. I don't know if there's definitely like a pressure that's better. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you need to have, I'm trying to scrape off the excess. If there is the right kind of pressure to add this ink, I have not myself figured it out yet. So right now, I'm not trying to press too hard like I would with chalk. I'm trying to give even pressure. Okay, crossing my fingers on that. All right, so we did that one. Now let's do the evergreen here, and I'm going to use that bluish green color that I mixed up earlier. I mixed Cadet and Bumblebee in a spare jar that I had, an empty chalk jar. Okay, there's one. Got the one over here. A little bit more. Okay. Now, let's do our yellow stars. We got a couple of those. Okay. We have two white snowflakes. I don't know if those snowflakes are going to show up real well on natural canvas, but okay. And last but not least, we're doing this in the candy apple red. This is tricky. The red for sure is being tricky. I can't get my letter covered all the way. And I don't want to go over it so many times because I don't want it to get too much on it. Okay, crossing our fingers. We're going to peel this off. Ta-da! Okay, that looks really good. Not too bad at all. All right, sticking that one in the water so it can start soaking. And let me blow dry this to give it just a little bit of a dry shell to it. All right, and then if you have a couple spots that you need to touch up, a paintbrush is great for that. So I can see there's just a little spot there and right here on this letter C. Wherever you have like a little, the letters are not as rustic as some of our other letters. So I just want to make sure I've got good coverage on everything. A couple of my stars are missing one of their points. So let me touch that up. Stick in. So yeah, it's nice to have a couple of fine point paintbrushes for just getting your edge of whatever you're touching up. think that's pretty good. That looks good there. Okay. All right, we'll set that aside. Now, I'm going to peel this off of my ink mat because we're going to move the ink mat down because we're going to put that other part on. So this will not be heat set till we're all done and ready to iron. But for right now, since I have the smaller ink mat, I'm going to move it down and smooth it out onto the sticky side of my ink mat so it's nice and flat. Okay. Hi, Bobby. Welcome, welcome. I am doing a lovely holiday countdown on one of our large size canvas banners. It's going to be a Christmas countdown. Okay, so I have an old transfer. All right, so now we have the numbers to do. So let's peel this off. And this is totally nerve-wracking because I have not done too many ink jobs using our canvas. And it makes me nervous because I'm not, like, I haven't figured it out. It's not completely foolproof for me yet. So it makes me really nervous. Okay, so now I'm just kind of eyeballing where this part's gonna start. Just smooth that out. And I only want to do where my ink mat is. So my ink mat, you can see it's sticking out right here. So I'm going to go down as far as where my ink mat is because the ink will seep through the fabric and onto that ink mat. And so I really want something under there to protect it. Okay, so I feel like I need to move a few things around so that I can move this forward more. So I want room. I'm going to move all my other inks right now so that I have room over here. Some of my paste. Okay, and I might even have to eventually move my laptop over, but that will get me where I need to go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move just a little bit that way. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Okay, so this is where we are. We can go down rows, and then this is going off of my ink mat. I can still do that letter, but I have a little bit of a ridge through my beginning of my teen numbers. So I might want to move this all up a little bit because I still have about that much that I can move it up. So now that I have my numbers down, let me try to slide my ink mat to cover more of my surface here. Okay, so I got to be careful because the words up here up on the top are still wet. Okay, that'll work. I can do 3 rows then. All right, and I'm kind of going to alternate between red and green. I want, you know, like a red, then green, then red, then green pattern on my numbers. Uh-oh, I got this corner stuck. All right, slowly peel that back. That happens. Sometimes you'll get a corner that folds down on itself. There. Okay. All right, I think that's pretty good. That's straight, no bubbles or anything. All right, so we're going to be using the red and greens. Let me move those closer and move my lids over here so I have my resting spot for my little squeegees. Oops, that one got dunked. Let's get a different one. Definitely want your squeegees not dunked. Okay, so starting with the red. Okay, so we're gonna do red. Now, like I said, I don't press as hard when I'm doing ink projects as I do chalk. And I definitely scrape off the excess because the ink seeps through continuously and I don't want it to bleed out. If it bleeds on that canvas, it's just going to keep kind of like doing a blob, and I'm trying to avoid that. So I don't press real hard, but I mean, I have to go over and make sure it's completely covered. Then I scrape off the excess, and that is how you do it. All right, so let's try to get all of our red ones done. Makes me nervous though, because I don't want it to mess up here. That sound you're hearing is me giving pressure to try to get the excess off. And it's kind of making like a zippy sound. Okay, green, red. All right, so if you are joining me on this video, say hello or something. We're having a little inking party here. My Halloween mugs from last week's live, I actually have them cooling down right now. I had such a crazy week that I hadn't had a chance to stick them in the oven and heat set them. So they're in there cooling down right now so I can take them to school tomorrow. Okay, that's it for red right now. Let's start our green. Okay. This green's called Meadow. I like it. It's a nice bright green. Okay. Just very carefully working my way through these numbers, not pressing too hard, and making sure I have really good coverage. You can always, if you have a little section that just would not cover, don't worry about it, because there's always touch up. You can always touch it up with a fine paintbrushed at the end if you had a section that didn't quite completely cover. All right, and when I get close to the bottom here, I'm going to turn on my iron and let it heat up. Okay, so we've gotten this far. So now I want to move my transfer up because I'm going to ink the numbers below here. So let me quick peel this off my ink mat. And we're going to move down to the bottom 2 rows. Oops. Oh my goodness. So sorry. There was just like a major bumping of my stand. So as soon as I get this down, I will for sure fix my camera. So I need my canvas smoothed out on my ink mat. It's a little tricky to do this like this because I'm having all kinds of issues here because I did not have my transfer smoothed out yet down here. So I've got to kind of fight with this a minute to get it exactly where I want it. Ah, I got a wrinkle. There's my wrinkle. Okay, hold on. It's giving me grief. Okay, be that way. Okay, let me just lay this like this so I can get this darn wrinkle. And straighten this out. Okay, now let's hopefully lay that flat. Oops, I got a little bit of green right there, but got green on my hand anyway. Okay, hopefully that's not, yeah, now it's all over my hand. All right, let's real quick, before I get that on the canvas. Stop right now. Like kids want your attention the minute you're live, I tell you. All right, so we got red there, so we're going green here. All right, hopefully you guys can still see. Oh gosh. When I'm trying to go live, that's when all my pop-up windows on my computer start popping like crazy too. Everything starts to, what in the world? And now I have windows popping up with YouTube. It's popping up while I'm trying to work here. All right, I'm just going to ignore it now because now it's getting darn right rude. YouTube notifications. All right, so we're going down here to the 16. Remembering that I'm just gently giving some pressure and then scraping off the excess. That one's not quite down. I want it down nice and tightly against that canvas so that it doesn't okay. You want to make sure that adhesive backing is down against the section that you're working on so that you don't get any pooling. Red, green. Yeah, make sure there's no bubbles or wrinkles. All right. Okay. All right, that looks good. Now let's pick up on red here. Okay. We're getting there. I got to talk more. It's one of those things, like I'm concentrating so hard that I'm not talking. It happens. Everybody that knows me knows I get really quiet when I'm really serious. Otherwise, I talk all the time. Just trying to make sure I'm not skipping any spots here. All right, so we decided ahead of this video that we were going to switch to Bumblebee Yellow for this last number so that it stands out as being special. Okay. All right, so this transfer can now be peeled and put in the water. And you can see where we are. Sometimes an extra hand is good, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to stick this in the water so that it can start to work on getting the ink out. Wipe my hands off. Good. And then I'm just going to hit this with the blow dryer once I peel off this ink mat. So now my ink mat is one of our thinner ones. Like I said, there's one that's square that's a little bit bigger. So I can wipe this off with a wet cloth and then put the clear plastic over it and store it for the next time that I ink. And now I'm going to slide out my self-healing mat and I'm going to blow dry this section like I did the last one. All right, now making sure that I don't have ink on me too much. I'm just going to wipe my arms and hands here where I could have stuck myself. And then I'm going to take my skinny brush and touch up in a couple places. I'm seeing a couple places where I just want to touch the ink up. So let me do that real quick. If you have questions, ask away. Okay, all right, so let me just go around right where the ink did not stay. Didn't fill it in completely. I'm just adding that couple spots here. And my hand decides it's going to shake now because that's just how it goes. So this was, last night was our school's homecoming, and there was so much activity all week in school, and I did a whole bunch of extra things on top of just regular school stuff. So I am almost positive that the kids are going to be just as exhausted as I am in school tomorrow, for sure. And every mother and father that helped out just as tired. Like I kind of want this week to be a little bit boring with nothing else going on. I think most of my greens look good. Most of them. I think. All right, let's touch up red. Okay. Let me do the ones closest to me first. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have a couple spots like that, I think. Okay. I feel like anything I do to it's going to mess it up. It's not permanent till it's heat set, so I can get the majority of it up. It might not stain right there. Okay. All right, really difficult to touch up if your hands are really super shaky. So let me touch up stuff closer to me first. See, once I'm better at doing this, I probably won't have to touch up that often, but being nervous and all that I'm going to mess it up. I had a couple spots. It happens though. That looks good. I don't know if you can hear my neighbor's dog barking, but he's one of those dogs that howls. He's like a miniature collie, and he howls when he barks sometimes. And our dog does not even react to it, which surprises me. Because if it was someone knocking, she would bark. Guys, I don't know what this number 13 is going to look like when it's done. I'm going to definitely hit it with a hairdryer to try to fix it up a little. Cute, cute, cute. All right, let me flip this so I can get closer to that number 5. My friend that I work with last night, she was one of the chaperones for our dance at our school, and the dance ended at like 11, and at like 11:30 she was texting me from the side of the road with a flat tire all by herself. And as tired as all of us are from this whole week of homecoming festivities, none of us needed that flat tire late last night at all. Not at all. So I still have yet to talk to her about how the dance went. I was going to chaperone, and then I was so tired, and we had a birthday party to go to, so I did that instead, and then just came home, got ready for bed, and got that text message, and I thought, oh my gosh, even if I drove to where she's at, I don't know how good I would be at changing a tire. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let me real quick blow dry it before we heat set and see where we're at. Well, this one spot is staying pretty wet, but okay, so this is where we are right now. Okay, so the next step, I can mostly get this all in the camera. Okay, so the next step is to turn my iron on and grab this parchment paper. So while we wait for this to heat up, I'm going to close my inks and put the lids on. So we use parchment paper between our inked artwork and the iron or the Cricut heat press, whatever you're using to heat set. I would love a Cricut heat press. I just don't have one yet. My sister does, and sometimes I borrow hers, but maybe Black Friday, there might be some deals on those this year. Again, there were last year, or some kind of Prime Day sale. Uh-oh, what happened to my mouse? I lost my laptop mouse. There we go. Okay, so this really cute calendar or Advent wreath, whatever you want to call it, Christmas countdown, Advent wreath. So I don't have a ironing board. So what I did was I took an old pillow sham and a towel and laid those down on my table. And next I'm going to take a sheet of parchment paper that's going to cover my design. So you need about that much. So I'm going to cover that, and I can move this around. So the idea is to heat set with the iron 30 seconds on all the areas and then do that twice. So as soon as my iron is up to, oh wait, you know what? You have to plug it in first. Plug in your iron and then turn it on. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna have to unplug my hair dryer. My husband's totally laughing at me off screen right now. Totally laughing at me. Now I've got the light on. Awesome. Okay, so this is almost, it's kind of like tacky dry because I did the blow dryer on it. So if you're doing a t-shirt, if you're doing this banner, we have a couple like canvas pillowcases, whatever your project is, you always want that ink mat to hold your artwork in place, and it adds as a buffer so that if the ink bleeds through the fabric, it doesn't get on your table or your working space. And then you want parchment paper, not wax paper, in between the art and your heat, whatever you're using to heat set, which today is an iron. I am listening and watching, but cleaning walls, I am here. Perfect. Awesome, awesome. Okay. So while this heats up, is it heating up? The light is on. This is a brand new iron, so am I doing everything right? Do I not have it plugged into the right thing? You know what? It's one of those things, like I grabbed the iron and did not check to see or read directions. Do you think I need to read the directions? I don't think I need to read the directions. Most of the time I'm a direction reader, except today. Is it heating up now? Honey? Andy? Okay, he can't hear me. Oh shoot, that's nothing. That's just the cord thing. Okay. Oh, now I'm seeing another dial. I thought that's not even the, okay, that wasn't the on button. That was this, how much steam comes out of the iron. Okay, if my mother watches this, she is going to crack up. Where's the, is that it right there? She's going to crack up. I don't know how to use an iron. It's on off. So if I want it for cotton, which is what this is. Okay, now it'll heat up because now I found the button. Yes, it's heating up instantly. Okay, so the light on the iron was throwing me off, making me think it was the on button when it was just the steam. Okay, so look, right there. See this switch right there? It's for steam. My neighbors are playing outside, they're loud. Back in here's the dial. That's the on button. I've got it now. Totally got it. All right. So we're going to work our way through pressing 30 seconds each spot. We'll start up here. I have to count and move this, and so it's kind of like a little bit tricky. It's also gonna flatten out the wrinkles that were in my banner when I first unpackaged it, so it's kind of like a bonus. I did not put distilled water in my iron for the steam because I didn't want steam. I hope that's okay and that that won't do anything to my iron. That's all I'm saying right now. Oops. I'm like gauging about how long 30 seconds is. I'll just make sure I hit each spot. Nicely. And then once I get to this 13, I'm going to press it in a way where that smudge in the middle, I don't heat set it, so that when we wash this, hopefully that will come out. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that that's a trick. Uh-oh. Somebody's not happy outside. Okay. So I thought this would be really cool to put on either a fridge that has a magnetic surface, or my whiteboard at school or chalkboard that are both magnetic, and then use it with a magnet to move it from day to day. So you could do that too if you want to make one of these calendars. Be really cool. All right, I gotta be tricky around this number 13 because I don't want to heat set that smudge in the middle. I want that to wash out. I'm going to wash this with my towels and see if that will come off. Oh gosh. So the neighbor's dog is loose. The one that howls. That's funny. All right, so let's move this over and get this whole edge over here that we missed. Hi, I know. All right, so now let's go back over these areas again, making sure we got all areas twice. Do you have stuff in the washer right now?
No, dryer.
Okay. Have you done your towels yet? All the towels?
Yeah, it should all be done.
Okay, well then we'll have to wash this tomorrow. Tomorrow I want to wash this and see if I can get my one smudge to come off. My big smudge. And see if that will keep it from setting in. Okay. is done. Now, let's put it together. All right, so parchment paper, and I can save this. It's literally got no ink on it, so I can save this and use it again. I'm just going to fold it, stick it. Okay, so now let's turn this back around, get our pieces, our magnetic pieces. So we've got, depending on how much you want to come out the top. And I still have to put my little hanging twine through it to hold it up. But there's the top. And then we can do the bottom. And both sizes of our hanging banners have this magnetic system for it, with this kind of distressed barnwood looking planks. All right, and then this is my twine. So if I want to, how they do it, I think they go through this way and put the knot in. So however you want to do it, is that big enough? Yeah. However much you want to hang out through, you can make your knot that long, or you can trim it down, whatever, or just have the knot show too. That can work. There's one knot. Okay, let's stick that back up here. All right, so there we go. This banner is finished. We've got it in its hanging bracket, ready to hang up. And that is adorable, if I don't say so myself. Okay, so, and then I thought once December hits, you can just put your, whatever the magnet is. I've seen people do like a little wreath magnet and use that to move from day to day for the countdown. And I know my students will probably want a countdown to when Christmas vacation is, not Christmas. So they will use it for completely different, but anyway, wherever you hang this up, if you put it on something magnetic, you can do that, or you can do one of those, just like these brackets are, where you have the negative and positive, and put something on it and move it from spot to spot, whatever you decide. So that is that. That's how you do cloth, and that's how you use Chalkology ink and canvas together. Not too bad. I think I did pretty good as far as putting the right amount of ink on so that I didn't have any bleed throughs. I just had this little smudge here, which I am trying not to heat set so that it will come off in the wash. And then we're ready to go. I can pack it away for another month or two. So thank you so much for watching. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of different things that you can do with Chalkology ink. If you are interested in looking on my website, it's chalkcouture.com/Beth Missler, all lowercase letters. That has some really cute, neat ideas for different canvas things, pillows, banners, little zip bags. There's tote bags, and like the zip up bags, kind of like for a pencil pouch or a makeup bag. There's so many cute transfers to use with the ink to make t-shirts and all kinds of things out of cloth. that you want to do. Blankets. You can do towels and do monograms. There's all kinds of really cute Christmas ideas, birthday ideas. So you can go on to that website and check out stuff and see what you like. And if you have any questions, by all means, send me a private message and I will tell you everything I know about inking and chalking, for that matter, if you have questions about chalk. So thank you so much for watching, and by all means, share this live video with your family and friends. You can love it. If you would like to join my customer group, it's a VIP group, and there is something new coming up in the month of October that you can win in my VIP group. With your purchases, you get tickets into the jackpot for some prizes. So without telling you everything, because I'll tell you October 1st and put a post in there, but if you would like to join my VIP group, just comment, add me. And if you would like to know about Club Couture, it's a special club, comment club, and I will send you the link so you can check that out. It is a transfer of the month club, but you also get chalk-based samples with all of those transfers, and it's $19.99, and it's a really good way to start off using the Chalk Couture products. If you would like to join my team and do what I do and have your own parties for chalk night or ink nights, and have family and friends come, then give me a comment, join, and I will send you the link so you can check it all out. If you're not on Facebook, find me on YouTube, the same name, Beth's Classy Chalking. Have a great night, everybody. Have a great week. Tomorrow is Monday. Peace and love to all the world. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. Bye.